Now that I gave it a rough sand with the Dremel tool, I'm going to use just a regular palm sander to give it a nice smooth finish throughout. Everything looks good. Next, I am going to dry fit this USB port. Okay, I want to make sure that it doesn't stick out. Okay, so I am going to trace the shape of this on the inside, and I will use my Dremel tool to cut it out. Okay, as you see now we have a rough cutout of where the USB is going to go. So I'm just going to cut it on the outside nicely here, and then we'll finish it off. Just going to solder a couple of our wires onto this. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything too long, probably about 6 inches in length, just so we have a little bit of spare cable when it comes to hooking it up with the rest of our electrical. Okay, now that my soldering gun warmed up, all I'm going to do is melt a little bit of burning wire onto the edge of my wire. Okay, now that that is done, I'm going to determine which one is the positive and which one is negative. So I'm just going to heat this wire up and attach it to my port. Now that our wires are all soldered in, okay, we're going to line up our USB port, okay, and then we're going to use some hot glue gun to attach it into place. So I am going to stain my wood now. Now that I have 2 coats of my stain on, I'm going to apply my clear coat. I'm going to apply this polyurethane 1 coat. Okay, now that our clear coat is nice and dry, we're going to cut these wires to size. We're going to assemble our rod there, and then we're going to put on our shade. Okay, so we're going to attach all our wires together right in this area here. Okay, so I'm just going to cut these to the appropriate length beforehand, and I'm going to strip the wire. Okay, I have my rod here. Okay, I have my cable that is left, so I am just going to attach the light socket. Okay, so now that that is in place, I'm just going to pull my excess wire from the back side to get this into place. I don't want it too loose, but I don't want it too tight either, that there's stress on that cable there. Okay, so now that that is in place, we're going to be putting that rod in through the top, just like that. So we just have to cut this wire here. I'm just going to cut it a little bit of extra to start. So now that is done, I'm going to cut this wire a little bit more. Okay, and I'm going to strip it, separate and strip, because I want to be able to make my connection roughly here. So I might cut them even a little bit shorter and then strip them here. Okay, now this is our piece. It's going to go to the outlet, so same thing. I'm going to feed this through. Now I'm going to strip this wire and separate it. Okay, so my next step will be to pair all these wires together. So at this point here, I did my connections here. Okay, once I did my connections, I just did the shrink wrap on them. Next, I am just going to tuck these wires in, and I'm just going to apply some hot glue here just to keep them in place, because I just want to make sure that they're not sticking out past the base of my lamp. Okay, now that our hot glue has dried, all that is left is to actually just put a little bit of felt feet on the bottom of our lamp, just so it doesn't scratch up the top of our nightstand. So I'm going just to put 6. 4 will do, but I'm just gonna go with 6 just for the extra little bit. Now that that is done, we are going to give our lamp a test. Okay, so I'm going to plug it in, make sure my light works. I can actually put my lampshade on now. Okay, so now we see that it all works great. I'm also going to try out my USB port, my phone. So plug it right into the USB. We'll plug the phone in. Okay, as you can see, it's showing the charging icon at the top, as well as I'll unplug it once again and I'll plug it back in, and you will see it starting to charge. So I know my USB port works great.